Hey, everybody, welcome back to Prospects Live. I am Drew Wheeler, your friend, your host, your boy. And with me today is a very exciting prep prospect from the state of Georgia, one that you'll be hearing about this summer, most certainly, Cooper Underwood. Cooper, it's so great to have you on the show, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me on here. It means so much.
It means so much to me, my friend. I've like I told you before we jumped on, I've been so excited to learn more about you and to pick up on your growth as a pitcher. And I think that you have so many excellent tools. We're going to talk about those in a second, but before we get into that, let's talk about something a little bit more lighthearted. Uh,
Yes, sir.
I'm curious, what is the warm-up song or walk-up song that you used this season at Allatoona?
So we get it in playoffs only. We don't get them regular season. So the one I ended up going with was Unwritten, and it's in that movie called Anyone But You.
Okay.
And it's just like one of those songs that you can everyone kind of knew the song, so it's like a sing along song that everyone knew. So I
Yeah.
thought it was kind of a perfect fit right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Great answer. What is, in your opinion, the most underrated emoji?
Emoji. Okay, let me think.
Take your time. This is a tough one.
The one I like to use the most, I feel like not many people use it a lot, is the Joker emoji. I don't know. Whenever there's something
Oh,
kind of funny or I just kind of throw that in there the chat sometime, and it just
yeah.
throws people off because not many people use a Joker emoji. So
I
I mean, I
like
like that.
that. I think I might have to cop that and use it for myself, Cooper. I like that a lot, man. Good
There,
call. Good call. All right. I got a question for you. So I know that you are a left handed pitcher. I'm curious. Are you primarily left handed?
I swing right-handed, and I swing a
Okay.
golf club right-handed. So when I was actually like 2 years old, my dad had tied my right hand behind my back and made me learn how to throw my right hand, or my left hand. So
Wow.
he kind of taught me those ways. Yes, sir.
So when you write, do you use your right hand or your left hand?
I I use my left hand to write.
Wow. Okay. So that's perfect. So that brings me to this. What's the trickiest thing about being left-handed?
Definitely writing on a piece of paper, or like if you're writing on like a what are those things called, like a dry erase board, and you're
Oh,
writing like this, you have to if you have a long sleeve shirt on like this, like a white one, you have to like pick your elbow up, or if you keep it down on the board while you're writing, it's just gonna everything's gonna smear across.
I can't imagine. And I love that me and you both. It's serendipitous. You guys watching at home. We both happened to wear white shirts. Didn't plan that. No smudge. I guess this arm would be my left. No smudging. I am a
Yes, sir. No,
righty. So, no smudging on Cooper either. I noticed something, Cooper. I noticed that on Twitter, when you share a video, you always say you're extremely blessed. I
yes,
love
sir.
that. Can
Yes,
you
sir.
explain? Can you explain what that means?
Yes, sir. So like whenever I say extremely blessed, like God kind of gave me an opportunity in that sense right there, and whenever I say I'm blessed that He gave me an opportunity to do something good that people can see and watch that I got to do and got to experience, because it's a blessing just being able to go and play the game of baseball every day. And people take that for granted sometimes. It's like not there's a lot of kids in wheelchairs and people in different countries and stuff that would die to be in United States on a high school team that any of us have, and it's a great experience and it's a great culture to be around. But I think I'm very very blessed to be a part of Allatoona baseball and just travel ball, East Cobb, all the teams I've been on. I'm very blessed, and every single opportunity I've given, I never take any of that kind of stuff for granted.
I love that. And amen. You're absolutely right, man. Every
Yeah,
day we are afforded blessings that so many people, like you said, they'd die to have. And it's stuff that we take for granted. But
yes, sir.
neither here nor there. I'll always love hearing the character stuff. And I loved seeing that extremely blessed. I was like, that's a good thing. I want to ask about that. All right,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Let's talk about some baseball. So, Cooper, if you had to describe your game in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Definitely um, determined.
I like that.
Um, Let me think. Hard worker
Ooh, I like that too.
and having fun. Like at the end of the day, you're out there. It's a game. Like everyone's trying to go to college. Get drafted and everything. But some people like take it too seriously, and they got to understand sometimes like you're out there with your guys, and you'll all have good chemistry, and you're out there having a good time. So sometimes some people take it too hard on themselves, and sometimes some guys got to learn. You got to flush some things, and get back in your groove.
For
Have
sure.
fun.
I love it. Man,
Yes,
hey,
sir.
in the vein of having fun, let's talk about your teammates for a second.
Yes, sir.
So, what is something that your teammates would roast you for, or they roast you for currently, but you own it? It's you. It's just you.
Probably sometimes I slip up on the way I talk. Like they always correct me because sometimes I'll talk and I'll say something twice, or I'll miss an easy word or something like that. And
Okay.
they always like whenever I'm talking or whenever they'd be like they'll just kind of mock me for it or something. I mean, it's just funny. I mean, I don't take it to heart at all, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's hilarious because I mean sometimes I'll slip up on a word and say it twice or something. They'll be like blah blah blah, just kind of
Classic
messing with
teammate
me.
stuff there, man. Classic teammate stuff there for sure.
Yes, sir.
Uh, the guys that I work with most frequently, they dog on me for being a big milk fan. I love drinking milk. Uh,
Ah,
I'm 35, so I'm not old, but I definitely, I'm the old man of the team a lot of the time. So
yes, sir.
I get it. I get it a lot of ways, my man. So it's whether it's talking or whether it's being an old man, it's always something. Hey,
Yes,
let's
sir.
talk specifically because man, looking into your numbers and the stuff that I've been able to glean, spin monster is a way that I would describe you, buddy. So I'm curious, which of your pitches would you say you're most comfortable with in a 2-0 count?
In a 2-0 count, I'll throw a slider right there. 2-0. You know, spin it. Don't take anything off of it. Just throw. I trust that pitch more than
Yeah.
I trust all my pitches, but that's a pitch like 3-2. Like I'll shake and go to my slider, get a watch. But 2-0, I'm throwing that slider in there.
Yeah. So you said 3-2, you're going to go to the slider as well. So that kind of leads right into my next question is what's your favorite strikeout pitch? I'm going to assume you're going back to that slide piece then.
Oh, a slider. If I'm looking at 0-2, 1-2 ahead of the count, I'm either going with a back foot slider. I'm gonna throw the 12-6 break in at their feet and let them swing at it.
Ooh, okay, okay, my boy. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have a baseball handy. You can't show me your slider grip, can you?
I can go grab one real quick.
It's cool, man. We'll talk about it after the show. It's no big deal.
Okay, yes,
That's
sir.
cool. I will say this, looking a little bit more into what you've done this year as a senior at Allatoona.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
I don't know. I don't know how aware you are of this because I'm sure people have told you and you hear about it constantly. Ninth overall in the nation for high schoolers with strikeouts. You have racked up 148 strikeouts in a single season.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it's insane. That's truly insane.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I'm curious. How often does somebody say to you, wow, did you know you're ninth in the nation in strikeouts? Like, is it still coming up regularly?
I mean, it comes up sometimes, but I kind of just like brush off. Like, man, I was just like, it was the work that I put in. I give my pitching coach a lot of the credit. I mean, he
Yeah.
he knows how I like to throw it. Casey Lynch, he calls my pitches, and he knows that me and him got good chemistry when we're not even looking at each other. So he
Yeah.
knows how to manipulate the zone. Sorry, I just did it right there. That's what they'll probably send in the group chat right there.
I love that. So you said Coach Lynch knows how to manipulate the zone. Tell me
Yes,
what's the
sir.
number one thing that you've picked up from Coach Lynch that you're going to carry with you for the rest of your career?
Learning how to stack my pitches and learning like if I miss with a high fastball, being able to throw my curveball off that. And a high school batter, most of the time they see a high fastball and then they see something else coming high. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to swing unless they're like high swing percentage. So they'll just watch it go in the strike zone and be like, "Holy cow!" That just went from my eyes to the glove, and they'll just be like, "What the heck?" And being able to do those little things, and he'll know like if I miss outside with a fastball and it's like the height of my slider, then we'll just throw a slider off of that and tunnel my pitches and be able to manipulate the zone and make hitters guess little stuff like that. He knows how to do, and I've learned from him a lot, and
I
that'll be
love that.
something I'll take with me for the next level and throughout my career.
I love that. That's such a good lesson to learn. And it takes having an advanced mind and somebody that's been there. And obviously, Cooper, we've been talking for 8-9 minutes, but I can
Yes,
already
sir.
tell you are incredibly coachable. And from your talking about your personality and obviously learning from Coach Lynch, that's so cool.
Yes,
Love
sir.
that. Of course, talking about your pitches again, fastball. I've seen this year you've been kind of in the low 90s, touching 92 and 3 at times is what I've seen.
Yes, sir.
Try to kind of be in that kind of low 90s area. The curve as well. I saw 2,700 plus RPMs, and then on the slide piece 2,600. Just absolutely ridiculous numbers. Love that. I'm curious. Let's talk about specific games. So I did
Yes, sir.
see something else looking into you, Coop. I
Yes,
saw
sir.
where you had this season the Allatoona High School's first ever complete game shutout, no hitter. in
Yes,
the
sir.
school's playoff history. 7 innings pitched, no runs, no hits, 3 walks, 14 strikeouts.
Yes, sir.
I Ridiculous. I have 2 questions about that game specifically, my friend. Number
Yes, sir.
1, the 3 walks, did you just feel bad for them? At this point, were you just like, I gotta let somebody get on base. I feel bad for these guys.
No, not at all. I hate giving guys free passes. Like if you get a base hit, I hate walking guys. That's the one thing I do not like doing. But the game does it to you as part of the game. So how to flush it, get the next guy.
Absolutely. God has funny ways of humbling us.
Oh, yes, sir.
I always tell my wife that in high school, my hair was my favorite thing about myself, and now bald fella. So
Yes, sir.
God has funny ways of humbling us.
Yes, sir.
So in that game, 14 strikeouts. I'm curious, when you're on the mound and you rack up these games where you get to double digits really regularly. I was checking out your game log this year. At what point, like if you had to set a number, at how many strikeouts are you like, all right, I'm cooking?
Oh, double digits.
Okay.
I'm like I will be upset. Like for some reason, like I'm very competitive with myself, and I push myself, and I write down like goals in my notebook every week that I want to get. And, I
Yes,
always
sir.
I always I always try to tell myself like I set the bar so high. I'm like get 18 strikeouts in your next start. I mean that doesn't happen rarely, but like
No.
if I get 10, then I'm very satisfied. And if I get 12, like I'm like there we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. Just
Love that.
trying to push yourself after each start, and don't let one try to be better than your last start, even if it was your best start of all time. Try to be better than that.
I love that, man. That's great. Great response there. Yes, keep pushing yourself.
Yes, sir.
So we talked about that game that obviously being in the playoffs, great start. So let's talk about kind of the opposite. Which game this season was the toughest one for you, and why do you think that is?
So I think the toughest game for me was the team that we played called Southeast Whitfield, and great group of guys, but they're still trying to find themselves on the field. But they're the team that they weren't the best in the region. So I went into the game kind of thinking, throw the heater, show them a couple curveballs, 3 innings, we'll run rule them, and we'll walk out of there, right? So K the first guy in 3 pitches, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a breeze, and then walk 5 guys in a row.
Ooh.
Yep. And so that was kind of God in the game, just telling you like this is where you're gonna have to show yourself to people watching you that you can keep your composure for one on the mound, and then show that the game will humble you, and you can't go into any game thinking that you're just gonna blow people out. So I think that was one of the more challenging games for me. Yes, sir.
I love that, and I love the lesson that you gleaned from it. It's such a shine of maturity for you to be able to identify this was the problem, and this is the lesson that I took
Yes,
from it,
sir.
and that I want to learn from it. I love that about you, Cooper. Really respect that. Uh, so that was the toughest game. Let's talk about just the common game because I'm sure you, at this point, you're aware scouts are watching every pitch you throw at this point in your life, and it will probably be that way for the rest of your life. Uh,
Oh,
how does that affect you?
I mean, I'm the kind of guy. I mean, I've always kind of been under the radar, kind of. So it's kind of like I use this past off season. You really like put the work in. Not take any days off, working when it's 100 degrees outside and when it's 19 degrees outside. Like trying to prove myself that who I am, and continue through the season. I didn't want to let all these scouts and stuff when they're in the bullpen watching me and they come out to practice and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't want to let that blow my head up. So I kind of took it as keeping my head down and just thanking God every single day for giving me these opportunities and blessings that He's providing me with, and just trying to keep on running with it every single day. That's all I could do, and all I can do is what I can do on the mound. I mean, with those guys there, I'm just trying to keep my head down. Try to be better again than my last start, and trying to impress these guys, but not letting that get the best of me. Yes, sir.
I love that. For what it's worth, I watched an interview that you did earlier today. I don't remember with who or when it was,
Yes,
but
sir.
just from my perspective, interviewing guys, trying to talk to guys and get their names out there a little more. You are impressive in this way as well. So impressed with you, sir. And beyond that, of course, like you said, knowing that the scouts, they do have an important job to watch you and then to carry that information forward to the people they report to.
Yes,
It is
sir.
important, but like you said, it's a game, and every one pitch at a time. I love where your head's at, my friend. Love it.
Yes, sir.
We talked earlier about your pitching coach. Let's look at the team at Allatoona a little more broad. The full coaching staff, your 4 years of playing, and your teammates, the full coaching staff, the full thing. what is the number one thing from Allatoona baseball that you're going to carry with you throughout your career?
Loyalty. These coaches, I mean, in my full honest opinion, and being around different high school coaches and everything I've been through, you cannot get a better coaching staff than Allatoona. I mean, these guys were dedicated every single day in the off season, making sure we're lifting, making sure we're eating right, making sure we're hydrating. And then in the season, we had a really, really good season. We went like 35 and like 5. I think we had an insanely good season, but these past seasons as well, when we weren't the best in the region and stuff like that, all they tried to do was tell us to keep working and, try to get us to work harder than what we could. And they always have believed in us, no matter how bad we got beat. Coach Chance will be frustrated, but we'd be at practice the next day and he would tell us and give in to us and make sure we're following what he's got going for us. And he has a plan for us, and I know that. But Coach Hansen as a head coach, he is probably the best coach I've been ever coached under. But then I'm also blessed with Coach Eels, Coach Strickland, Coach Casey, and Coach Mike, because those guys are just as fed in as them. I mean, Coach Casey is out there in the 19-degree weather, when we're throwing bullpens in January, and he just had a newborn baby, but he is out there making sure that we're going to get better, and he's not going to take a day off for us because they're extremely loyal to their players, and they'll never leave Allatoona, I don't think, and they're going to stay there till they win a state championship and keep on going.
I love that. Loyalty is such a critical thing, and I'm glad that these coaches are doing that with you. And man, we got to give another shout out to Coach Casey, man, the newborn. So that's already stressful. You've had a wife that's just given birth, so that's stressful. Having to make sure she's okay. Then, man, taking care of you guys, taking care of his pitchers. That's so.
And I don't
admirable.
think he missed a game all season.
Really?
He had a newborn. I think they had her in November, I think.
Wow.
And she was actually born. Their little baby was born, I think it might have been over a month before it was due. So it was a hard translation for them. And, he took a couple weeks off. But, I mean, right when that baby got to the house, he was like, all right, boys, we're starting 4-on-1s right back up. Like, we're going to get right back in the groove. And, I mean, I saw it and I was like, Coach, take a break. Like, you got a newborn. He was like, no. He was like, we got to win a state championship this year. I was like, all right.
Okay, Coach. Hey, that's dynamite. You got to love to hear that, man. Shout out to Coach Casey at home, his wife, his baby. That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
So we talked about the coaching, talked about the culture that you guys are building at Allatoona. It sounds like you, the coaching staff, the whole team, everybody's bought in, and it sounds like it's taken root there. That's impressive. But when we talk about teams and culture and a coaching staff that has bought in for a very long time, man, we got to talk about Georgia Tech. That is that is a culture, to say the least. So my next question for you, sir, is what was it about the recruiting process with Georgia Tech that really sold that as this is the place for me as a college player?
Yes, sir. So their pitching coach over there, Matt Taylor, he was at Georgia State before that, and so before the whole rule where they can't talk to you before you're a junior, they offered me over there at Georgia State, and I took my time with committing and everything, so I held off, and the rule went back, and August 1st at 12 o'clock, right when he could text me, he said, "Hey Lefty, what's up? We ain't forget about you. Don't forget about us. We're gonna get on a call later on in the day," and we talked and stuff, and I narrowed my options down. They were always the number one choice, and I had a great relationship with Coach Ramsey, and there's a guy named Coach Zeke there, but he had gone and moved somewhere else for college or for someone else's college. And, the guys there, they got a great culture there, a great school there. You can get a baseball, pray to God that it works out in all the way. But if something went wrong and there's a backup plan, Georgia Tech degree, that's awesome right there. And, I just think that culture over there and the coaching staff over there, I mean, I think they're the best fit for me. And I think they give into their players a lot, and they help guys succeed.
I love that.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And like you said, man, the worst thing that comes out of this is a Georgia Tech degree. What an amazing fallback. That'll get you in the door a lot of places.
Yes, sir.
So Coach Danny Hall, lot of press on him this year because his final year, 70 years old, man, he's coached forever, a true legend. I'm curious, what's been the interactions that you've had with Coach Hall? Are you sad you're not going to get to play for him?
So, yes, sir. So whenever I kind of started my whole recruiting process, he kind of like told me, and he was kind of like, I might be done before you get here, kind of thing. So he was like I hope you come here and everything. And if I'm here, I can't wait to coach you. But if I'm gone, I don't want to build this thing up where you think you're playing under me. And I respected it so much, and I'm happy he came to me and told me that. And so, Coach Ramsey has done a great job with that program, stepping up as the assistant head coach over there, stepping up, getting all these guys involved and stuff with the team, and building his way of coaching and going under Coach Hall. I think you couldn't ask for it. I think that's a great fit. And if he gets a job there, I think they're gonna have a very, very successful year for years and years on. Because
Like
they're
we
just
talked
going
about,
up
man.
right now. Every year they've been
Yeah,
going up. Won the ACC this year. They got the best regular season champ. So I mean, it's awesome. I can't wait.
I love, and it's like we said earlier, it's about the culture. It's been a built culture, and so obviously, like you said, with Coach Ramsey being kind of part of that culture, he's
Yes,
going to
sir.
carry it forward. You've got to think he'll carry it forward. Of course, we
Yeah.
can't speak for him, but you got to think that he would.
Yes, sir.
So we talked about it before we jumped on the air. If you guys are watching at home, over Cooper's right shoulder, you will see a power tee from the University of Tennessee. Now, Cooper, I told you, I don't know, I doubt you knew this about me, but I'll tell you. I live in the great state of Tennessee, big Tennessee Volunteers fan. It's a bit of a joke, honestly, an ongoing joke, my Tennessee fandom. Uh, you told me that your mom went to Tennessee, was
Yes,
a
sir.
tour guide at Tennessee in the class underneath Peyton Manning's.
Yes, sir.
Brother, what do we got to do to get you in the orange? Let's get you in Tennessee.
And reach out.
I'm reaching out on. I gotta have a talk with somebody. I don't know what we're doing here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I
Hey,
got, I
it's
got the
it's
opportunity to pitch on the field though. There, I mean, I love.
really
It's awesome. Yes, sir. Tennessee. I mean that place is very, very. It's a very nice campus. Very, very, very good baseball program. So
sure.
I know they got it rolling over there. But you know,
I will say this, and I mean it. It is absolutely our loss because I would have loved to have seen you there, and our loss is certainly Tech's gain.
yes,
But
sir.
let's move past that. So, like I told you, man, this year I've dug deep into the prep ranks because I feel like that was a weak spot in my game with the draft, with draft scouting. Um, you are easily, far and away, one of the most exciting prep players I've found out of Georgia.
Wow.
And your name comes up in MLB draft discussions a lot. MLB, I don't know if you noticed this, MLB posted video of you recently to their site. Are you aware of this?
Yes, sir. I did see that. Yes, sir.
Pretty sick. So I'm curious, is being drafted by a major league team this summer, is that an opportunity that you would be eager to consider?
Oh, if God opens that door for me, I'm gonna walk straight through it. If that's the route He wants me to go, I'm gonna run through it. I'm not gonna look back at all. Once you take the
Amen.
chance, there's no regrets. And I love playing baseball. That's what I do. And if I get a chance with a professional team, if that chance is there, I'll run with it. Try to make it to the big leagues like I've always dreamed of since I was a kid.
Amen. Man, I
Yeah.
hope you get that chance. I'm sure you will one day. Like you said, when the door opens, God doesn't make mistakes. It'll be the door for you. Amazing, amazing stuff. So I'm curious, Coop. Is it all right if I call you Coop?
Yes, sir. That's perfect. Yes, sir.
Cool. I should have asked before we jumped in, I guess, with that.
Oh, that's all
Before I
good.
start nicknaming guys, I should have asked.
Nah.
You ready for some rapid fire? Let's get some quick this or that. Just let the folks at home get to know you a little better.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry?
Chocolate.
Good answer. Why?
It's been a chocolate guy my whole life. I mean, I like me some chocolate sea salt. I
Ooh,
like a
my
lot of
boy.
I like a lot of chocolate. A little hot fudge sundae.
Yes,
Got that
sir.
fudge, that chocolate fudge in there. I like some chocolate. Yes, sir.
Chocolate and sea salt is highly underrated
Oh
combination.
my gosh. I if I'm going to Minchie's or any of those Yogly Mogly kind of spots,
Yeah,
I'm going straight for the frozen yogurt chocolate sea salt.
that's good stuff. Love that answer. All right. In terms of cleats,
Yes, sir.
flashy or classic?
Classic. I went to this event called East Coast Pro, and they gave us the.
Yeah.
If you go look at me pitching at East Coast Pro, I mean not East Coast Pro, Lake Point this past February, you'll see if you go see those pictures. I'm in them. I mean, those things are bright and everything, but whenever it comes down to it, I'm more of a all white or all black.
Right. Oh, that's sick.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I'm with you there. With you there. What is your favorite baseball movie?
Favorite baseball movie? I have to say Rookie of the Year.
I think we just became best friends, Cooper.
I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
No, nobody. Now look, there's you guys at home. You're watching. You have a favorite baseball movie. If you're watching this interview, you clearly are a sicko with baseball, just like me, just like Coop. There are tons of good baseball movies. Nobody ever gives Rookie of the Year the credit it deserves. That is a hysterical movie. I may have to watch
That's
it
all.
tonight.
I mean, I die. I could watch it 10 times. I'm dying laughing every time. But I don't know if you've gone on to Netflix and watched the new Boston Red Sox documentary.
Dude, okay. Who was it that Mikhail Holden? I don't know if you know Mikhail from Alabama, but Mikhail was telling me that that's amazing.
I mean, I recommend it to everybody. If someone's watching this, I would definitely recommend going and watching that, because I mean, that shows the inside and outs of the game at the big leagues and shows what you got to do to get there. Yes, sir. I mean, that's a documentary, not a movie, but that was awesome to watch.
I'm gonna have to put that on tonight. I thought I was gonna watch Rookie of the Year, but now I've got 2 straight recommendations from some of my favorite prepsters. I'm gonna watch that. All right, here you go. Next one: Gatorade or Powerade?
Gatorade.
All right, and what's the best flavor of Gatorade?
I'm a big blue guy. I like a lot of blue things too.
Okay, cool. All right, PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo?
I don't play any video games.
Really? Interesting.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's just I've never been a big video game guy. So, I mean, I know a lot of people are like, why do you not play video games, man? Like, get your head out the game sometimes. Go play some MLB The Show. I'm like, I don't know. I just never found, like, the loving part of sitting there and playing on a control. I don't know. It's weird. But, I mean, I just never have.
Get it. I get it, man. You know, a lot of people, that's kind of the thing is, you know, why would I do it virtually when I could go do it? Or why would I watch somebody? I get that. I understand.
Yes, sir.
All right, here you go. Great question. Who is the best hype man on your team at Allatoona right now?
Sam Tom. Or he graduated now, but this past year, Sam Tom's like hands down. He could go 0 for 4, and you do something good, and he's going to be jumping up and down with the biggest smile on his face. So, I mean, Sam, I've got to play with him and play against him since I was probably in the 6th grade. And, you know, that kid, I've watched him grow up. He's always caught me and everything. But, I mean, that kid is a life of joy. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better teammate. I mean, he's a great kid, and he's going to Georgia Highlands in the fall.
Nice.
I'm praying for him that he's going to have a great year there next year, and he's going to play baseball for a long time as well. Yes, sir. He's a great guy, though. I mean, he's always got a big old smile on his face.
Shout out Sam at home. Shout out Sam.
Yes,
we're watching you now, Sam, too, bro.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
I got you another one. Here you go. Math or science?
What kind of science? Are we talking like physics or like?
Now again, I like that we're becoming better friends here. Physics was the only science in high school that I really liked.
Really? Physics was
really?
hard
I hated science. Really?
Okay, you didn't? I think after these past years in high school, I'd have to go with math, because I figured out math, and after I figured out the formulas and all that kind of stuff, it was fun. Like, I was like, I can pass these. I can get A's on tests now. So I have to go with math. And I was very, very blessed with very good teachers in Allatoona High School. I mean, the best of the best teachers. I mean, great connections, and they were good to everyone in the school.
You got to love that. Sounds like Allatoona is just a great high school, man.
Oh, my gosh. Awesome. It's the best I could ask for. Great experience.
You're blessed. All right, man. How about this? Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix. I'm a big Netflix guy.
Well, I should have figured. You know, you shouted out the doc. That makes sense.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So one for my fellow Southern boy. Sausage gravy or chocolate gravy?
Sausage gravy.
Okay,
I've never tried chocolate gravy before.
Coop, are you kidding me?
No, I mean, you guys send me the recipe after this.
I will. Dude, see, chocolate, okay, as much as you're a chocolate guy too, chocolate gravy is the best.
I've never even heard of that before.
Brother, okay, so like like 2 biscuits fresh out the oven, slathered in butter, chocolate gravy. It's your mom will know what chocolate gravy is, I promise. And if not,
I'm gonna tell her to cook it up for breakfast tomorrow.
Yes. If you need it, shoot me a message and I'll get you the recipe, because I make it all the time for my wife. She says it's the best thing I make. So take that as you will.
Yes, sir.
Would you rather have a funny actor in a serious movie or a serious actor in a comedy?
Probably a funny actor in a serious movie.
Okay. All right,
I'm a big comedy guy. Like,
if
I'm watching a good movie, like a little Adam Sandler,
Oh yeah.
those kind of guys that will get you a giggle out.
Oh yeah. Got to get the gigs out, man. Got to get
Yes,
the gigs
sir.
out. All right. Who is a batter, any batter that you would love to face just for the challenge of it?
Ooh, a good question right there.
Thank you.
There's a lot.
There's
Probably no
definite
Judge.
Judge. Okay. Okay.
Or I mean, Judge or Otani for sure. Just I mean, those are two of the most those are power guys. Like
Yeah.
I would pay to go and pitch against them. Let me see where I'm at. Let me see if these guys are gonna
Yeah.
go yard or if I'm gonna be able to K them.
The most popular answer that we get is Otani, but I think Judge is a just as good of an answer. Um, I'll tell you another good one. I'd like to see your stuff matched up against Bryce because
That
obviously,
was the I was thinking about him. I was like Harper. I was wondering if like Harper, Judge, or
yeah.
Otani. And I was like, yeah, this is another one. Bryce Harper. Yeah,
Cooper casually just wants some Hall of Famers, and why wouldn't he, man? Why wouldn't he? That's a dream. There you go. Hey,
that's a
speaking on dreams, dream ballpark to play in someday.
dream ballpark. Oh, the one that looks electric was that Tokyo Classic thing.
Ooh,
It looked
Tokyo
electric there,
Dome.
and I know those guys over there. They're crazy for baseball. So I mean, getting to play in that environment was cool, or looked cool.
Dude.
It was
Oh
cool.
yeah.
It looked cool.
So the Tokyo Dome is the pinnacle of baseball in Japan, and I don't know how much you know about the culture of Japanese baseball, but the fans get so into every player that they have customized like chants or cheers for every guy. They memorize and chant them. It's amazing.
That is awesome.
That just really really cool stuff. All right, the maybe one of the most important questions I will ask you this whole night, Cooper.
Yes,
Are
sir.
you ready?
Yes, sir.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No,
I hate to tell you that is the wrong answer,
you're a
unfortunately,
big
but that's
pineapple on pizza guy.
brother. It's amazing. It's you pepperoni, pineapple, jalapenos. That's a 10 out of 10.
I'll have to try that. So I've had pineapple on pizza like one or two times, and I'll say it's not bad, but I'm more just like a plain cheese guy. I just like
Okay.
my pizza plain, but I mean it's not bad. I might try that pepperoni jalapeno pineapple,
I'm
but I'll
telling
eat a
you,
whole
bro.
bucket of pineapple. I love
Uh,
pineapple.
pineapple is the best. You're
Oh
you're
yeah,
right
I mean
about
that's the
that.
best.
I'll never lead you astray on food, Cooper. I can tell you that. Uh, my Savior has blessed me with many things. Great opinions on food, one of them for sure.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, couple more questions for you, man. Some other easy ones. Let's say that 10-year-old Cooper could see you right now. What would 10-year-old Cooper say to you?
Probably you did like not did it, but you're almost there. Because 10-year-old me was in the front yard in my whole uniform, throwing balls against a little bounce back thing, thinking I'm Javi Baez, playing shortstop left-handed, but I would go watch his
Yeah,
highlight tapes and I'd go out there, put on my whole uniform and act like I was him. But like you'd probably say you're almost there because like I remember being a little kid and working hard and like having this dream of like looking up to players at Allatoona. And man, I want to be better than him when I'm there, or I want to be like him. Like getting here, it's like you did it, but you're not there yet. Like it's not your final goal that you want to get to.
I love that. I love
Yes, sir.
that. Let's flip that question.
Yes, sir.
So right now there are kids, 10-year-old kids who are watching this interview or watching your clips and watching you, and they want to be where you're at. They want to
Yes, sir.
outdo you.
Yes,
What
sir.
would you what advice would you give to those kids right now who are looking up to you?
I would say don't take the first year and the second year in high school. Like, don't take that seriously. I messed up my freshman year. I did not care about school. So my junior year, sophomore year, junior year, and senior year, I wanted to play baseball. I knew I wanted to play baseball, but I didn't really realize what GPA was at the time. So I was like, holy cow, if I want to play at Georgia Tech, I was like, I got to get a Hope GPA and stuff like that. I know a lot of states don't have that, but making sure you're getting good grades for one. You're a student athlete, and I understand like student comes first. Like I got to knock my work out in school, and then you go do your job on the field. But definitely that student athlete, and don't ever like underestimate yourself. Like anybody you see in the big leagues, I mean, there's small guys, there's big guys in the MLB, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I would tell all the young guys, don't ever give up on yourself, and just, if you keep pushing at what you want to do, you're going to get there eventually. And if that doesn't go your way, I mean, God's got a plan for you, and that might not be baseball. It might be that you're going to be one of the richest guys in the world, and you'll be owning a baseball team or something like that.
Yeah,
It's those little
absolutely.
things like that that I like to look at it like that. When I was young and stuff, like, I wanted it so bad, and I still want it so bad that I was just like, I can't ever give up on this dream that I have. And if God tells me that's not going to be your dream, then you know what? I'll have to get over it and go do whatever I got to do that God's got planned for me. So it's not
Amen.
over yet. So I'm still in that same boat as those little kids, still telling myself, you got to keep going.
I'm glad you're still pushing, man. I'm glad to see it, and I can't wait to see that final form. All right, man. Last question. If you could leave anybody watching this interview, whether it's a scout or a guy in an organization, major league, if it's somebody that's going to play against you next week, whatever it is, if you could leave those guys with one sentence to remember you by, what would it be?
I'm a killer when it comes in between those lines. I'm not, like I said, I don't like giving those free passes. I don't say them much. Whenever I get between those white lines on the baseball field, it's a whole different Cooper. Off the field, I'm funny, I'm goofy, but it's a whole different me, and I'm gonna give 110%, no matter if I'm doing bad, no matter if I'm doing the best I've ever pitched. It's gonna be 110% every single day off the field, with working out and doing all that kind of stuff. And then whenever I get between those lines, when it's go time, Cooper's a killer. That's what I'm
Love it.
trying to look at. He's different.
You heard the guy. Cooper is a killer. And take it from me, the footage I've seen, it's hard facts, guys. It's hard facts. Cooper, tell the folks at home where they can follow you on social media and what you're up to this summer.
Yes, sir. So follow me on Instagram at Cooper_1517. And then Twitter's like Cooper under, and it's like WO15. It's weird. I don't know why I did it like that. And those are the two social medias. And then this summer, just gonna be working out a lot. I got the draft combine coming up in a couple weeks. So, get
Yeah.
myself prepared for that. You know, trying to just stay in shape, do the best I can there. And then we'll see what happens come the draft. And then if God opens that door for me, go running through it. If not, try to go get a spot at Tech and, try to outbeat those guys, have a fun time there. And hopefully 3 years down the road, I'll get a chance to go play with a professional team. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I think that is pretty well set in stone for you, man. Just I'm so impressed with you as a person, as a pitcher, as a player, and I think that I am not alone in that. Thank you again so much, Cooper, for taking the time to talk with me, man. It has been a blessing, and as you say, I'm extremely blessed that you took the time to talk to me, man. And I want to say thank you to all you guys at home. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time with us. If you haven't, consider a membership at Prospects Live. Memberships start as low as $5 a month. You can get anything to help make your love of baseball better. That's with your dynasty team, your card hobby, whether you want live looks at the MLB Draft, whether you want interviews with players just like me and Cooper just did. No matter what it is, we've got it for you at prospectslive.com. So check that out. Cooper, thanks again so much, man. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Absolutely. And guys, we will talk to you next time. Take care and bye-bye.